welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Lex Kane's TV and movie reviews. We've got a special guest we haven't seen for a while. My sister, Sarah, and we're going to try our best with our spoiler review on Doctor Strange. So I'm going to do a share screen now with some of the images. So yeah, the copyright reasons I have to put that on the bottom. So this is the title we saw, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And we're going to go to the first pick, which is the prologue of the movie, where we meet a different version of Doctor Strange with long hair. Instead of his white hair on the sides, it's on the top of his head. And what can you remember about this scene? This is a spoiler review, by the way, people.
I think when we first saw it, we were a bit shocked because you're taken to this place. All of a sudden, there's no introduction. Then you see Doctor Strange, and he doesn't look like himself. And the next minute, he's battling with some monster, and then he takes the power from this girl, and she says, if you do that, you'll kill me. And he goes, this is the only way. And then you think, what the heck is going on here? And then he wakes up, and you think, oh, it was just a dream. Oh, that's really strange. But it sets up the whole movie.
Yeah. And we see his demise, don't we, in that scene?
Yeah, and then
the shortest Doctor Strange in history.
Yeah, and then it comes to a portal.
And then we go to our Doctor Strange.
We don't know it's a portal though at the time.
Yeah.
It's only later on.
Then we go to our Doctor Strange, who's at a wedding, and we meet this guy, and he says, "How did it feel when you came back and others didn't come back?" He was like a real bully, wasn't he, in that scene? That doctor.
But there's nothing about him. He's a famous actor. He's been in other things.
Yeah.
In the past, he's been in Men in Black.
Yeah.
As a character, Men in Black 2. No.
3.
Men in Black 3. So I was wondering, what's the significance of his role? Is he going to be coming back in other movies? But there's something significant about him.
Yeah.
Because he's not an extra.
Yeah.
He
he was really sharp with Doctor Strange because he said he says, I apologise, but that was the only way to save the universe. And he wouldn't have it,
like,
would he?
Was it really the only way? And when, I'm sure other fans have thought the same thing. Was it really the only way? Did Tony Stark have to die? Because you're like, it's Tony Stark, and where's the Black Widow? We just assumed, or maybe she'll be able to come back.
But what was funny was when he said his cat died. His cat died, and his sister died. And
died because he was in the because he'd gone, hadn't he?
Yeah, and then we came to this one up. I think it was her movie, I thought.
Yeah, if you haven't seen WandaVision,
watch that first.
Watch it first because you need to.
And
watch
What If as well. And What If.
Yeah, some of the What Ifs. But it's just the fact that you wouldn't really understand
until you see the stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand really. You wouldn't understand it.
But she was
like
really psychotic, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, and it was good to see her other versions that were still good in other universes.
Right. Yeah.
And they actually
So-
filmed, you know, the two lads. They've actually filmed them when they were doing One Division, because they would have
because
been
they would
older.
have been a lot older. Yeah.
So they filmed that while
But
they were
what I
doing One
don't-
Division.
Yeah. So anyway, we find out he goes to see her, and
He doesn't know,
just see
does he?
one- And it looks really idyllic place, and the next minute she just clicks and she goes, "I'm the one you're after." And
It was
it's
all an
just
illusion.
Really, it's just the way it happens. It takes your breath away, because you're like, oh, because we knew what she was. We see at the end of One Division, we saw her in that cottage around that place.
Yeah.
You know, she was sitting. She was doing all with the Grimwald or whatever they call it, and she's sitting there and she's, go through all the magic and that. But she was in that kind
Doctor
of
Strange thing.
the idyllic setting, whereas he doesn't know.
He didn't
She's
know, no.
more powerful. She's a lot more powerful than him, and it takes him by surprise because the grief of losing Vision and the wonderful life that she had made for herself, it twisted her.
I think it was right that Doctor Strange said it in a really nice way. So he said, those children weren't real, and you can't take the children from the multiverse that are real. They can't be yours. And he said that in a really nice way, like in a doctor way.
Yeah.
Which I thought was strange for Doctor Strange.
Well, if you think about it, those kids really didn't exist.
No. They're all in the mind.
In One Division, it was all in the mind, and so was Vision. So my thing was, why not bring back Vision? If it's a multiverse and them kids can be real, well, where's their dad? Where's Vision?
Vision's dead in those universes.
So why is Vision dead in the universe but the kids are alive? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then we go to the next thing. That's where you saw, like, she was a crazy look. She's really...
Yeah. She's took on, was it Agatha, who was the witch in One Division?
She's still around.
She's kind of took on her persona.
Yeah.
A bit.
She took her power.
Yeah. But she took on. It's like the persona of Agatha's like.
So she took her power, by the way, and that's gone into her powers, and that's made her gone.
Yeah.
And I thought Wong got more of a role than the past 3 films he was in. In the first Doctor Strange, he got a big role, and then he was in Infinity War, Endgame, and the Spider-Man film, and Shang-Chi, and he only had like a few minutes. He had a bigger role in this.
Yeah, he had a bigger role. I think it was good because we could see him
leadership skills.
Him in his own right. He wasn't like Doctor Strange's sidekick. It turned out, he was the boss. He's the boss, and it showed how he cared for and loved those around him.
Yeah. And what was good was Doctor Strange. He asked his advice sometimes because he's like sort of like a co-manager, even though he's the top boss.
Well, Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange gave up, didn't he, the role? And he said he didn't want it.
Wong let him have the house.
Yeah.
Let him have the house because he didn't want the house.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And this was the iconic hero pose. I thought was really good. All 3 of them standing together, ready to take on the threat.
Benedict Wong's pose there is brilliant.
He really was a mean fighter in this. I tell you, he was good.
Yeah, he was really
mix
good.
of martial art as well.
Yeah.
So this is the I think this is one of the best pictures here. This is when you saw him going in all different multiverses. I thought that was great.
Oh yeah, the paint one is
the paint
brilliant.
world, yeah.
Paint world
and the cartoon world.
The cartoon world. Oh, it was brilliant. It was like
Was that a black and white Disney Easter egg that he did?
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
thought I
it's
saw
just
Mickey Mouse in it. I think it was.
Yes, you did see there is like it's
So there was
split
like a
second
Doctor
thing.
Strange type Mickey Mouse character walking around.
Yeah. But it was brilliant to see the way it all is, To
I
us,
thought the
we would
block
think,
one, the Lego one, this looked a bit
Yeah.
like Lego, was really good.
but you think when you say you're going through another,
Universe.
to your other universe, you think, oh, it's just going to be like our universe, just things will be a bit different. Not to that extent. It kind of brings like back the fun of like the Marvel cartoons,
Like, there was painting universes and other cartoons as well.
So it brings back that the nostalgia really for fans who understand.
When people saw the
more of
trailer
universe.
of that bit, they were puzzled, but I knew what that was about straight away
Yeah.
when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Now, this is the alternative version of the guy from the first Doctor Strange from the other universe. He was quite a good guy, which is funny. And Ultrons were good in this universe.
It was weird, when you see Ultrons, you're like, what's going on here? And it's it's a bit strange really to see that.
So the Ultrons worked in one universe.
Yeah.
They
So his
break
name, so that's Carl Mordo.
Yeah. He was called
Carl
Baron.
Mordo.
He was called Baron in this one, money.
Yeah, I think he got a different name. Yeah, so that
it was strange to see that he was a good guy in this.
Yeah, it's just weird. Everything's flipped.
Yeah, and we got to see some Easter eggs in this.
Yeah, come on.
He comes into the room, and the room's out of focus.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
Is it Bad Boys? It's on Amazon Prime.
I think so. I've never watched it. No.
Or The Good Boys. It's a superhero thing, and it kind of reminds me of that. With the chairs and everything.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that. Where you're wondering what the heck is going on in here, and then the next bit is brilliant because we know who
he gets like a little shock when he hears a voice of some characters, and not only does we see the first time ever, which might be in other universes and other films, Captain Carter's live action debut, the alternative Captain Marvel. But when we got to see Black Bolt, the original actor who played him, who's now playing Christopher Pike in the Star Trek series. And we got to see Mr. Fantastic. Apparently, he's going to play the role of Mr. Fantastic in our universe.
Do you know what? He looks a lot better and suits the part better than Yoan Grufford or whatever his name is.
He played it like it should be now. He's like serious. And his powers don't look cartoony.
Because Mr. Fantastic, even in the cartoon, and the cartoons were funny, but even he was the serious one.
He was serious, yeah.
Together, whereas they made it in the
goofy.
Made it really goofy, and then they took it darker with the remake, which was stupid. But they made it really goofy, and it just didn't suit him. So he was really good. He was
have you heard the news?
Anyway.
Have you heard the news? What? He's not reprising his role as Jack. Is it Jack Reacher? Or what's the one?
Okay.
Jack Ryan. He's not going to reprise his role. Why he's not reprising his role? He's the new Mr. Fantastic.
Well, that's good. I just hope that they cast.
And guess who may be directing it and starring it too? Bruce Dean Howard.
Bryce
Howard. Bryce
Dallas Howard. So
she's going to play Susan Storm apparently and direct the film.
So that's Ron Howard's daughter.
She'd be really good doing that.
She's very good, and she's very good director.
She's done very good things with the Star Wars stuff. So
yeah, no, that would be good.
And coming up, we got like a 90s flashback where we heard the 90s tune from the original X-Men, and we saw the original X-Men look of this, the green suit and the yellow wheelchair of Patrick Stewart playing that version of Professor X.
Yeah, it was.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the X-Men 90s tune?
Yeah.
That got me
brilliant to see.
That might be his final performance, though,
because I've watched Picard, and I was just finishing Picard when we went to see this and went to see Doctor Strange. It was just brilliant to see. He's so versatile an actor, that you can differentiate him from Picard to Xavier.
He still had his moves, didn't he? His power moves, even though he's older now. But this could be his last one, and it's been rumored that the new X-Men film, if it's all true, Daniel Craig might play either Professor Xavier or Magneto.
Right. Okay.
It makes a lot of sense having him. He'd be good in X-Men universe.
I don't know. No. Anyway, it was good to see him. And he was a voice of reason.
Yeah, he tried to get Wanda back, and he failed in the end. But I thought this was like a scene from Loki, the series.
Yeah, it reminds me of like one of the worlds that he got stuck on.
Yeah, and we got to see not only one Doctor Strange, not only two Doctor Stranges, but this was the third version of him.
He was really,
he was really like the one from the What If series.
Oh yeah,
he was really psychotic.
Yeah, you just thought, oh no, what's going to happen here? He's going to try and do something here.
Yeah, I thought the battle was really good. They did it with music.
Yeah,
they fought with music notes. That was good. Was it a famous tune, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good to see Christine Harmer, played by Rachel McAdams, to see the different version of her.
Yeah.
And,
and she said, you're going to be like the Strange in my universe. And he says, no, I'm not going to be like him.
Yeah.
But,
no.
then, when he said, open your eye in the first film, she touches his forehead in the first movie.
Yeah.
Was the ancient one put something in his head?
Well, no, because they said remember what they said, when you mess around with things, when you mess around with the multiverse, things will happen.
Yeah.
And that alternative Doctor Strange did have the third eye.
Yeah, which was creepy, wasn't it, when he died?
Oh, it was really weird. So yeah, there was that. So they said there is consequences.
Yeah. And,
and
in the first Doctor Strange film, was mentioned about the multiverse, but we didn't know when it was going to happen.
No.
He says we get our powers from the multiverse.
Yeah.
And what was good was he had to take. What was good was Wanda was taking living versions of herself and controlling them, and he said, "Oh, Doctor Strange, you broke your rule and all this." She was saying one day, he says, "Well, I didn't take any living people. I just took a dead body version of myself."
Right. Well, we have to come back to that because people don't understand that.
Yeah.
So in the first bit of the movie, the girl America opens. She doesn't know. She knows she can do this, but we don't know at the time what it is. She opens a portal into our Doctor Strange's world, which she brings through the dead body of the Doctor Strange from that universe.
Yeah.
So our Doctor Strange buries the body when he's met America and saved her from things. And then what happens is that he possesses this dead body because the dead body is in our universe.
Yeah.
And he's in that crumbly house. So he possesses that body. And it's really weird. It's like something out of Game of Thrones where you see
Or the Mummy.
all the zombies and you see all the dead coming up. It just reminds me of that. But it's funny but freaky at the same time.
Yeah. But it's funny when he says to Wanda, "At least I'm not controlling living people."
Yeah, but that's
because
what
you're
it was.
controlling their mind and soul.
Because he possessed this dead body of a different Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
It meant there was more consequences were going to
happen.
happen.
And you got the third eye.
And then, right at the end, you got the third.
He looked like a headache after it. When he's walking down
he looked like he's going,
like happy.
I need a Nurofen. I need a Panadol. And
the way he screamed in the road.
Yeah. So,
And then what I think is good now is, do you think Bruce Campbell's going to be doing cameos in all the Marvel films now because it's the multiverse now?
I don't know. Maybe.
Like he's going to step into where Stan Lee was.
I don't know. It's just if it was long in parts of the movie, I felt it was long in certain bits that it didn't need. We needed a bit more explanation, and I think there should have been a bit more explanation about Wanda, because if you haven't seen WandaVision, you wouldn't understand it really.
And the other credit scene jumped, didn't it? It must have been a month later or something, because he's walking down the road happy, and then you see Charlize Theron, who's supposed to be Amano's sister.
Yeah.
And says, you need to fix this problem in the multiverse or something. And he goes, I'm prepared. And then his third eye opens, like nothing's happened. Like,
yeah, well, I loved the scene where he made the fella hit himself all the time.
Yeah,
and then how long is that going to last?
And then the credit scene, it's gone.
And the credit scene, it's gone. That's really funny. They did make him a lot more hilarious this time. The script was a lot more. It was a lot funnier. I just think that.
And he mentioned about Spider-Man as well. And he had a memory of who he was, but not his identity because that was wiped.
Yeah.
And he said, "So, is he a spider that's got all like 8 arms and stuff?" Like, no, he's just a man, Spider-Man.
It was good to see Captain Marvel's friend playing the role of a superhero.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. I just felt that in places it was a bit too long.
Yeah.
And the story was lacking in places.
Yeah.
I think they could have made out more about Wanda. They could have included Vision maybe in a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize, hang on, why has Wanda got kids? How's she got kids? And the Vision's kids, and that needed to be explained. Maybe just a little bit more.
Maybe have a little bit of a flashback.
Yeah, a flashback would have been great.
Just insert something in,
Yeah, just to understand.
Insert WandaVision and insert a bit of what if as well.
Yeah, she took Agatha's powers. That's corrupted her as well, because everyone's just gone, Wanda's gone evil because she wants those kids.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense unless you know the background. So maybe that would have been a good idea.
There was what was the other thing now? The reason why Fantastic Four was introduced and the Inhumans was introduced and the X-Men is they're going to be part of the new Marvel universe.
Right. Okay.
But I don't think the guy who's played their own TV series and did a cameo, because he's signed up to Star Trek, he won't be in it. So he's like passed his baton on.
Okay.
Well, I think that's Patrick Stewart's last role as Professor Xavier now, because he's getting older, isn't he?
Well, let's just wait and see, because you don't know with Patrick Stewart.
Multiverse. Well, I thought Magneto was going to be in it because he's part of the Illuminati as well.
It's weird, isn't it? You just don't know.
Do you know they actually filmed the scene and cut it out because they thought it was too long. Do you know it was going to be the alternative Iron Man? Because he was originally going to be Iron Man until they got Robert Downey Jr. Tom Cruise
That's just wrong, though.
as the Illuminati Iron Man.
No, that's wrong. That's really wrong.
But they
He'd be so
thought
small. Could you imagine him? He'd be so small. Hello, Iron Man. Hello,
I'm floating. Or would it have been good as Rhodes playing Iron Man in that universe?
Yeah.
Because it's different, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it showed you in their universe when they did the Infinity War that Doctor Strange cheated and killed instantly Thanos straight away. Didn't dust them.
Well, it's showing you that they're in the multiverse. Everyone is not the same. Everyone's personalities.
He's a clean shaved.
Your doppelgangers.
Doctor Strange, wasn't he?
Yeah, they're not the same. You know, they're going to be different. There's going to be bad. There's going to be good. There's going to be not people who don't care. You know, there's going to be those. It shows you that it's, you know, those universes are not this. We shouldn't expect what we have seen in previous films. We shouldn't expect that to be in the multiverse, and we never know. We might get Natasha Romanoff might come back. You know, we don't
from another universe to come to ours.
From another universe, yeah.
But I think what was funny was, do you think they got some ideas from Sliders? Because
I think they got ideas from everywhere, to be honest with you.
TV show,
the dead
even though it's in the comic,
you know,
there's a comic book about it. The live action version, they must have copied from other shows.
Yeah, like like Doctor Strange when the dead body. You know, it reminds me of Game of Thrones because it was just like, oh, it was just.
Wong was like Mr. Miyagi to me. He was like a Mr. Miyagi type role. He was more like laid back.
But then those kind of rock monster things reminded me of in Frozen. There's like the big ice giant. He's called Marshmallow.
Galaxy Quest.
He's called He's called Marshmallow. The big made of ice. It reminded me of that. So that was a bit too childish, I thought. You know, maybe
it didn't explain about this castle's my castle. They've been guarding for centuries, and you see an image on the wall. Doesn't explain how that came around. They said, "Oh, this is my place. They've been waiting for me."
You know, it would have been. There is bits like that needed more explanation, and I think those bits have been cut out.
I think it's better than Shang-Chi. Because
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Shang-Chi?
I haven't seen it, so that's one thing I haven't seen. When you've got two kids who just want to watch certain things over and over again.
But I thought the way they promoted Shang-Chi and the last Spider-Man film, they were saying Wong had a big role in it, also starring him, but he was only in it 5 minutes in Spider-Man, and he was only 5-10 minutes in Shang-Chi, and you're thinking, well, he's not got a big role in this.
No.
And they've given him a big credit name on the thing. I'm thinking he wasn't in it that long, was he? Baron.
Yeah.
He was an awesome star. But they reckon it's going to be U-turn the third movie. You know, like it was the first film in the first film. And it was the first film in the first film. And it was Modo in that one. Modo's coming back for the third movie. Modo. So that's going to be good. So, last verdict, out of 10, the movie?
7.5.
I'm going to give it 9.
Oh.
Because all the Easter eggs that were in it.
I can tell you something really funny. It's not related to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Last night, I took my mum and my mother-in-law to see Downton Abbey 2 in the pictures. And there's a scene in it where Mosley, who used to be a footman and who is now the school teacher, proposes to the woman that he loves, who's also another servant. And the cinema, it must have been ladies meeting night or something. There's loads of women. And all of a sudden, when he proposed, there was a big clap. Now, they did, in the movie, they did go yay and clapped and everything in the movie, but there was this big clap, and the women over the other side of the screen room, they were all clapping.
It's not real. It's fantasy.
It's real. You know, if it's a really, really good film, you know, we've done it before.
I've done it when the Star Trek 2009. I got up at the end and clapped.
Clapped at the end.
Yeah.
But to clap for like that, it was like, oh my word.
Well, the only one that got a standing ovation, I mean, I clapped for Star Trek 2009, was Endgame. Everyone got up and clapped.
Endgame, yeah.
Because it finished Tony's story.
Well, I remember Endgame and
Infinity War, everybody was crying.
Dark Knight Rises, that was another one.
Yeah. Because everyone thought Batman died and was sobbing. And then when he saw them, they all clapped and applauded when he saw that he was in Venice somewhere.
There is films, you know, we've done it with Star Wars, haven't we, really?
Well, Lord of the Rings, there was a standing ovation at the end for Frodo. Yeah. He got his ending.
Yeah. But it was just quite funny. So I just thought I'd share that last night. So all these middle-aged and old women, a bunch of them who would all come together and all sitting together, all clapping. It's like it was a real thing. It was quite funny. So there you go.
Okay. Funny. Subscribe to the channel. Take care and see you soon on Lex Kane TV Movie Reviews. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.